All right, what's up, my distance learning scholars and teachers? If you're on campus, I've got another video for you, so go to that video instead. All right, distance learners, so we're gonna go ahead and go through the TRAP process together with nonfiction and show you how this can look on distance learning. So I am going to read my next selections, and I wanna start with the title. All right, so in this section, the title is called Keeping Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give that title an underline. Okay, so I have Keeping Cool. I see a picture of koala. And so I'm going to make a couple of predictions, okay? I'm going to first predict, I think this will be about how koalas keep cool. It is non-fiction and science. Cool, so I've got my comment there. And again, I just highlighted the text and I added a comment. All right, now I want to look at the pictures and see if they're telling me anything. So this is a koala hugging a tree. I don't really need to take a note on that, but it's good to have a visualization. And this one is going to show that the koala's body temperature is higher than the temperature of the tree. Cool. It's not super easy for me to like create a comment here, but I'm just going to put, I think maybe this is how they keep cool, question mark. Okay. And so teachers, you also have these in your notes, so feel free to just like pause my video and have scholars copy these notes down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with reading the passage. And again, I'm going to be taking a note on every single paragraph and saying what it's about. All right, so paragraph 1 says, there's something about the sight of furry koala bears. They look so cuddly. You just want to give them a hug. Oh, of course, koalas don't hug, or do they? Recently, during an extreme heat wave in Australia, scientists noticed something unusual. As the temperatures rose, koalas high in the eucalyptus trees climbed down from the treetops. Then they spread out on lower tree limbs. It looks as if they were embracing the trunks. But why would koalas hug trees? All right, so it looks like in this first paragraph, we're kind of getting like an introduction. So we're going to present the question of why koalas hug trees. All right, let's move on to paragraph 2, see what we learn there. Scientists have studied koalas for years. They know that koalas cannot sweat. The tree-dwelling mammals have a few ways to stay cool during the hottest days. They can lick themselves or pant. However, both methods cause them to dehydrate. They could leave the safety of their trees for water, but water is difficult to locate. Besides, the koalas might run into a predator. All right, so this is telling me ways they have to stay cool. So, but those aren't really successful, right? So koalas have ways to stay cool, but they aren't very successful. Man, my face is covering it, so I can't even see that I spelled it right. Here we go. All right, much better. All right, let's keep reading. Again, feel free to pause when you would like. All right, the scientists decided to do some detective work. They tracked 35 koalas that had been radio tagged. The tags helped the scientists locate the koalas so they could observe the koalas more closely. First, they noted that the animal's posture and location in the trees. When the weather was mild, the koalas sat up high on the treetops. They ate eucalyptus leaves or curled up in balls. However, as the weather turned steamy, the koalas climbed further down. They press their bodies close to the tree trunks. All right. So I'm gonna highlight this part here, okay? Because we learn when temperature increases, koalas climb down and hug tree trunks. Right, we're still wanting to know why. Next, scientists use technology to find out why koalas behave differently depending on the weather. They placed a special infrared camera on a long pole. The camera measured the air temperature surrounding the animals wherever they chose to sit. Then scientists took photos. The camera made thermal images that showed heat. In thermal images, darker colors showed cooler temperatures. Lighter colors represent hotter temperatures. Okay, so using special camera that detects temperatures. These images verified that koalas hug trees to keep cool. That kind of shows it in this picture, right? They showed that the tree trunks and lower limbs were up to 9 degrees cooler than the surrounding air. The trees keep cool by drawing up water through their roots from deep below ground. So really, I am just gonna highlight this because I feel like this is just like the main idea and I don't really need too many notes. Koalas were using the trees to absorb their body heat, but completely spreading out against the cooler trees. The animals can lower their temperatures as much as 68%. Well, this allowed the koalas to conserve the water in their bodies. No wonder these cuddly creatures wanted to wrap their bodies around a tree trunk. Clearly, hugging trees offers relief to koalas when temperatures rise. Very cute, very cute. All right, so now I'm gonna write my summary. All right, what did I learn overall about these koalas? Well, I learned, right, we answered the question, why do koalas hug trees? Koalas hug tree trunks when there are high temperatures outside to keep themselves cool. And this was determined by the thermal camera, right? The camera that could measure heat and coolness. All right, cool. So I've got my notes, I've got my summary. This is how your text should look if you're a distance learning scholar. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video and you'll see me on my next video when I talk about answering questions about main idea and supporting details.